Hey guys, welcome to my new podcast, Creating Art Out of Life with me, Elena V. I'm a film director and dancer from the Philippines, and I've made this platform to celebrate life and art. I'll be having eye-opening, inspiring, and fun conversations about what artists go through in life and how we use it to create masterpieces. After all, love and pain is where art blooms most. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, please do follow. You can also follow at e.v.world on Instagram for podcast clips and my own Instagram as well, at Elena Verata. Your support would mean the world to me. And now I'll leave you to it. I hope you enjoy this episode. Peace. Try out the movement. I'm talking. She's talking.
Ang hirap, director, pati host,
Director, host, editor,
scriptwriter lang.
scriptwriter, manager. Okay, good? Rolling? All right, everybody. Everyone, this is my first guest and an absolute honor to have her here. She is one of the best, yes, may kodigo ako. She is one of the best, most fierce. Oh God, this is gonna go funny. She is one of the best, if not the best for me, most fiercest dancers. Most na nga fiercest pa. Dancers I know in the Philippines. She is from A-Team, our home team. She has been dancing her whole life ever since she was a kid, and now even as a mother of two beautiful children, my godchildren. She is still choreographing and teaching classes at Zero Studio with her class, Queen's Court. This is my absolute sister, someone who has seen it all the highs, all the lows since we were 15 years old. Jana Mahusay. Welcome to my freaking podcast.
Thanks for having me, Banani.
And thank you. I mean, I felt like it was best to have somebody that I've grown up with. This is my first guest, so I need to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this yet. I still have a código.
For now.
But yeah, how are you, Mama? How has it been? I mean, she just got back to teaching.
I just gave birth.
Yes. She just gave birth.
7 months ago. Fuck.
She just gave birth and she just got back to teaching classes. So how has that been for you?
I think for the most part, it's been so overwhelming. I don't know if I told you that, but parang it's been so overwhelming, mostly in a good way naman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like I'm still there trying to balance like home life, taking care of the kids, taking care of Ed, and of course, teaching, diba?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really overwhelming to the point na, diba I told you?
Yeah. She messages me every now and then, and I go to her also.
Yeah.
Because I know that being a mom is not a joke. Like she has a lot of, she has these moments of, she has moments and she needs her friends. She needs to get away from it sometimes. Not that she doesn't love her kids, but it's also a lot, So, I mean, has it been nice to be able to dance again?
So, it's been so nice. Parang I feel like ever since I started dancing again, I feel like more myself again. I mean, yun nga, like what you said, I love my kids so much. I love my little family so much. But I get it why now moms, parang it's so easy for them to lose themselves. And it's so natural for us to put your family first, put your kids first, put everything else first with yourself. So I feel like dancing is really what I do for myself and for my students, I guess.
For sure. And I went to her class last week. And it was so nice for me to watch her. Every time I go to her classes, I just
look at her. You were so good though. So nice to see you as always.
Stop it.
Sobrang naging about you, girl.
By the way, guys, if you're gonna expect a lot of laughter, we're just really dumb together. So I'm so sorry in advance.
We're just dumb.
We're just dumb.
Period.
But no. I went to her class last week, and I'm just always in awe. I just look at her. I just look at how inspired her students are looking at her, and they're in their element, and she makes them be in their element, and that's I'm always so proud to watch you in that space and to see how I've always seen you. The people that look up to you now are people that that's how I've always seen you. So it's it's about damn time,
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to start off with this. I wanted to kind of go back,
Way
you know, way back.
Way
Because again, this girl has seen it all. I've seen her lows, her worst times. I've seen her in the
Literally.
worst. She's seen me in my worst. I've seen her in the best. And you know, we've been sisters since 15 years old, right?
Feels like forever.
High school.
High school.
And so I want to go back to how we met and
Let's
like
do it.
why are we the bananas?
Why-
Like
yeah,
if
game.
you- I don't know if you guys have seen us call each other banani.
Online.
But yeah, that's us.
That's us, the bananas.
So how did we meet? How did we meet again?
How?
But I'll take my
Okay,
my
go.
version first.
Game.
Okay, so I was already an A team and she wasn't yet, right?
Yeah.
When we
you
saw
were
each other in
first,
this-
you were
We
first.
saw each other in this this show, this performance. And
It was like a technical rehearsal.
it was it was a technical rehearsal. And so, you know, the other dancers were just staying in the audience side while you're just like judging like who's like
You judge
rehearsing.
whoever's dancing
Yeah,
on the stage.
So she was rehearsing, and she's obviously the star all the time. So I was like, I went to one of my friends, Yuli. I was like, Yules, who's that? Like, she's so good. And she was like, that's Jana. I'm like, damn, she's really good. And then you saw me, right?
Yeah, exactly the same situation. I said exactly the same thing to the same person, to Yulia also. I was like, who is that? She's so good. She's so hot. And then like from there, Yulia introduced both of us to each other because she was
Yeah.
like, you guys are saying exactly the same thing about each other. So that's how we met. We're soulmates.
We are soulmates.
We were MU at the time.
No, but I think we just like you had that energy already in
Yeah.
you, and it's just like on
You
the stage.
too.
On the stage, it was just so vibrant,
Sabi,
and
no, we were just 15. Ang kapal na ng mukha natin. On
know.
stage, sobrang,
we had just that confidence, no?
we did.
And I
we
feel
really
like
did.
that's what really attracted us, like to each
To
other.
each other, right.
To see this powerful female just killing it on the dance floor was just man.
It
I needed,
takes one to know one.
yeah, for sure. And then she got into A team. And then how did we get close?
I don't know.
I think it was our humor, huh?
I think it's our humor for sure.
we have really
We're
dumb
so
humor.
crazy. Like every single training, we have like a new joke.
Yeah,
Like
and
a
then it
dumb
doesn't
joke.
make sense.
Like we just make fun of.
like every time, like they'd see.
I don't think I'm allowed to say
What?
some. What? I keep remembering
What?
the spin. And then
Oh, we
one
can't
with
say the
ano,
name.
One
Oh my
with
god.
ah, there's so much we can't say.
This is our
We're gonna get
inside
canceled.
jokes. No, di naman canceled.
Di naman.
We've gone on we've gone on like so many travels together.
So many.
We've been to
Dance and compete, of course.
for A team. We went to several competitions. We've competed with each other. With each other.
with against each other.
We've competed together
Yeah.
against, you know, we went to Hip Hop International, we went to Vegas, went to San Diego,
Went to Singapore.
we went to
Did
Singapore,
we go to
Taiwan. I think that's what really solidified our friendship is when you travel with someone and you're stuck with somebody. That's how you can
know
really
if you're
tell.
really like compatible as friends.
Compatible, yeah.
like
We were always roomies.
we're always roommates and we never get like sick of each
Yeah.
other.
So what was our
But I get topak, no?
No. I think we're women, you know. We have like when she would go through things with her partner and I would go through things with my partner. We just console each other, and it was just so helpful to have somebody there. Especially in travels back then. Medyo selos yung mga tao.
Selos boyfriend.
You know.
But
So-
you know, I'll never forget the time we were in Vegas. We were roomies with Bianca, diba? And then I was going through my daily topak, and you and Bianca really just let me be. And then like, so I was being like moody, not making you guys pansin and stuff like that. Then by the end of the day,
It's in Vegas.
yeah, in Vegas. And by the end of the day, you were like, Jans, are you okay na? Like, you just went to me and like, just talked to me normally again. And I'll never forget that. Because like,
Aw.
throughout all of my friendships and my partners, it's parang, I just felt like you knew me so well. Na
I
parang you
do.
know when to give me space.
I know her so well. I can tell, like,
You
I
know me
think
so well.
I do. And I think I think it's just in me to read somebody. Like, I know when she just needs space. Like, obviously, when you're together every single day, we were training. When we were competing, we would train 4 hours every single
day?
day.
Oh my God, hanggang Sunday.
Yes, hanggang Sunday.
Coach,
And
diyan ka ba?
Coach.
Hanggang Sunday. Monday to Sunday. Damn.
Especially when the competition was nearing. And so when you're with somebody every single day and then you travel with them, of course you're going to have like days where it's like, all right, I need some space.
But
right?
you're so understanding.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm the same way. Like I go on my own also. What was our favorite, like, what was our best experience traveling? Or no, actually the best experience I've had. I think the best experience we've had traveling was winning the 2014.
For sure.
So we competed in the Hip Hop International 2014, and when they called A Team to be first place, I almost blacked out.
You did? Like from happiness?
From happiness. From like, holy shit. Like, yo, we were in like an arena and then they call the Philippines, they start playing the national anthem and I'm like, what the
Grabe.
It was crazy. I think that's why we're just so, like, the bond is incredible because we've experienced those things together.
Like, that's like life defining, those moments.
It never happened. It's never going to happen. Well, I mean, you can't close the door on that, but these are once in a lifetime experiences.
And to experience that young.
Yeah.
Diba? Like, we're literally like formative years talaga. So,
yeah.
It really shaped us.
Yeah. And one of the highs, of course, and the highest of the highs is when I found out that she was pregnant.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
Young
I want to
mom.
talk about that.
So irresponsible.
No, like I wanted to talk about like those moments, those days when you found out you were pregnant, because she only told me, like, obviously you want to wait a little bit, and that's the same thing with Keiko. You know, she waited until she told everybody.
Parang 6 months si Cakes when she told, no?
4 yeah, 4 or 5.
Same lang din kami
pala. So she told me, did you call me? I think you called me.
I think I called. Siyempre COVID pa nun.
Yeah.
Be like,
she called me and she was like, Banani.
Guess what?
I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
And this is my first friend that, you know, my first best friend that's pregnant. So I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, holy shit, we're adults. Like, oh my God.
We're legit.
we've been, you know, I've seen her since we were kids, and she tells me she's pregnant and I'm like, holy shit. And how was it like for you when you found out you were pregnant?
I feel like I was a bit scared at first. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not married and stuff, right? So I was a bit scared at first. But like, when I was able to absorb it na talaga, and then telling all of you guys, like my family received when they took the news so well. And you guys, all of my best friends, like took the news so well. And all of you were like, you've always wanted this since day one.
She's always wanted this. Like,
yeah, since I was like 9, I was like, I don't have any dreams. I just want to be a mom. Diba? I remember, like, ever since I've always wanted to be a mom. And so, like, what I was scared of pala talaga was you guys' reactions, not necessarily like me. I personally wasn't like, am I ready for this? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was more scared of like what you guys would think.
Yeah.
But you guys took it so well because you guys know me so
Absolutely.
well.
And you know, regardless, like, I just was sure that she was going to become a good mom. Like, I just know her heart. And Ed, of course, shout out to the boy, to the baby daddy. Ed was a part.
Gold.
Yeah, he was a part of our 2014. Like, he was a part of it all. You know, I've seen Ed. We've competed with each other. Like, he was part of the first team that we had, and so it just made my heart so happy because I knew that Ed has a heart of gold. Jana has a heart of gold. I said, you know what? Like, that makes me so happy. Like, I'm so happy for them because I know the baby's going to be loved. Yeah. And look at them now, right?
They're the best.
They are. You know, when you were going through your pregnancy, I know that you had a hard time. I know that, you know, it was the pandemic. Like, with Joey, it was a pandemic and she was going through a tough time, like, as with any mom, right?
Yeah.
So, like, how were you able to deal with those moments, going through these emotions that you've never felt, and, you know, the fear maybe, what was going through your head, and like, how were you able to just move forward
I feel like with my pregnancy mismo, it wasn't that hard. The only thing that made it difficult talaga was I didn't have you guys.
I know.
But then parang I think that also like took a lot of stress or pressure out of me. Like I didn't have to like make paganda. Like, I was just at home all day with Ed. So that was nice with my pregnancy. What was difficult for me was when Joey came out na,
Mhm.
'di ba? And like I'm so grateful for you. You were like one of the very few people who actually reached out and was like, "How are you?" Everyone's like, "How's the baby? How's Joey?" No one was like, "How are you?"
Mhm.
And I super needed that. You're like one
I
of
know.
two
I
or
felt
three
that.
people
I felt
only.
that. I think you know, you announced it, and you have a lot of people that look up to you for sure. They're all like, "How's the baby?" Blah, blah, blah. But I knew you were going through it, you know, and yeah, I asked her that, and
You're
she,
so intuitive. You just knew.
I know,
I didn't tell you. I didn't have to tell you. But you'd ask me like, "How are you?" And I was like, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it helped. What really helped me was having you and having, friends who were actually really concerned about me and not the
For
baby.
sure.
I mean, that sounds so
Yeah.
bad.
I
Pero
think
like,
I think that's very important for new moms, like or
yeah,
like
support system
yeah.
talaga.
I think that's the same with Keiko. Like right now, like we know that she needs us there,
Yeah.
and you know she's lucky that she has all these moms,
Yeah,
like
dude.
young
Girl,
moms.
when I gave birth to Joey, I had no mom friends, like zero. That was so hard. Like literally nobody could understand what I was going through.
Yeah.
And yeah,
And that's why
no
I
one
act
can relate to
that's why I
me.
made a little baby party.
Yeah.
I made a little baby party. I'm that tita. I made a little baby swimming party. And I
With
invited, yeah,
Moy
with
and
Moy.
Teo.
Yeah, and Shar.
Yeah.
Well, Shar couldn't
Ah,
come,
wala
but
siya
I
nun.
was inviting all my mom friends
And their
and their
kids.
kids
Love
to
swimming and
swim.
pizza.
Ako pa yung nag-host, wala akong kid. But I felt like, you know, I
You're
care
that
about
rich tita who plans
not rich.
everything.
But I wanted to, you know, I knew how much, you know, young moms needed each other, and like, you know, you don't get that kind of understanding from someone who doesn't have a kid. Like I can be as understanding as I can with you, but I'm never gonna know how it feels, you know,
Yeah.
because I don't have a kid.
But you're really trying though. Since day one, I can tell that you're trying to be there, trying to understand talaga.
Yeah,
That's
I try my best.
yeah.
So with Joey, when you had Joey, you were able to get back to dancing when?
Girl, so quick. Like 3 months after I gave birth, I was like,
Were you were dancing when you were pregnant?
while I was
Yeah,
pregnant.
bitch didn't let it
I
go.
didn't let it go. Never, never.
Did you ever
ever.
feel fear that this would alter your career?
I think not necessarily the pregnancy, but when I got injured, do you remember?
Yes.
I got injured. I got an MCL. Not a lot of people know that. But yeah, I had an injury probably 2 years ago when I got back to dancing 3 months after giving birth. Pinilit ko kasi nagka-injury tuloy ako. But yeah, that's when I thought. Like
Yeah.
I was like, oh snap.
So it was more of the injury
It was more of the injury
than the pregnancy.
Yeah, like
So you never thought, like you never
Mhm.
had a thought na, okay, if I'm pregnant, this is gonna affect my
motherhood, never. I always knew na parang
That's my best friend. Just doesn't let her stop.
nothing's gonna stop me.
I love it. Nike.
As a Nike girl. Just do it. Motherhood, it was never in my head na parang, oh, motherhood's gonna like hinder me. Motherhood, I'm gonna be less than. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Na
yeah,
parang
no,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
be like a lesser version of me. I never thought of that. Like I always thought that kids are gonna enhance my life, my experience.
That's beautiful. No, and I've
Which is
always
true.
absolutely. I think that's what inspires me. Like when I
To be a mom.
see you, no, girl, not
yet.
anytime soon. No, but it inspires me when I see you that way, and just you never let it stop you, and you've
Unstoppable.
always just continued being who you were.
Yeah.
Like you never, like when you had Joey, even when you were pregnant, she was still dancing on the dance floor. Like
Yeah.
like it never stopped her. And that's really incredible, and I think that that's going to help a lot of people that, there are young moms out there,
Yeah.
artists. Some people might have it alter their career. They might think, oh, now I'm pregnant, like brands
Yeah.
won't get me, people won't want to see me dance anymore. But you just did it. Like,
Yeah.
what was it in your mentality? Is it just like, I don't give a or like, did you ever feel like you had to prove yourself, or you just did it?
I think it was more of like not caring in general what others would think about me, just because like my relationship with dance is so personal.
Yeah.
Like parang mas hindi ko magigets yung mga tao who are like, oh, she can't dance anymore because she's a mom. I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
your mind is so small. Like parang
I love
that's
that.
that's the way I thought about it. Like parang my relationship with dance is so strong na I don't see why like I should let go of it. Like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
parang,
yeah.
So
For
parang
sure.
mas hindi ko gets yung mga tao who
That
were
would
like,
think. Were there people that
there
thought?
were, girl.
Yeah.
I
Do you
can't
have
even-
haters?
I can't even say it out loud, but like someone told me, I can't say who, but someone told me that I should like check my career because like I'm a mom. I should consider changing careers because I'm a mom. Damn,
Bitch.
like what? Like what? Tingnan mo
Tell
nga
it,
si
tell it to our
Beyonce, oh.
face. Tell it to our
Tell it to my face
Tell
right
it to
now.
my face.
But yeah, like he was basically saying that my lifespan as a dancer is like pretty much done after I gave birth to Joey. I was like, this dude clearly does not know my spirit, does not know who I am, does not know anything about me,
Wow.
and doesn't know how we were raised in like A-team, diba? In A-team, like our
Who the heck
coaches.
is this?
Can I say it out loud?
Later.
Mamaya, when the cameras aren't rolling. But yeah, like, that was wild. And I think that was one of the things that made me more like, talaga, I can't do it. Watch me. Like, that
Watch
super made
me.
that super fuels me. That kind
Yeah.
of like, those kinds of things.
I
When
love
people
that.
say that to me. That fuels me. I think
Absolutely. I
that's the
think
Aquarius in
when
me.
when they are you yeah, you are
I'm
Aquarius.
an Aquarius.
I think like even just being a woman, and I feel the same way with being in the space where I'm in, like when
Yeah.
people think that, oh, I can't do this or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm just like, bitch, watch me.
Like, parang it makes no sense when someone tells you na you can't do it, right? I
Yeah.
feel like that's the type of people, the kind of
We
women
are.
we are. We're super like, you think I can't? Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense in our head.
Maybe it's the training, all that training we did.
Yeah, like our coaches really instilled.
Oh my
like,
God, our
fighting
training was
spirit
crazy.
talaga.
Yeah. I think, but I mean, that's the thing. Going back to what you said dance is a very personal relationship.
Yeah.
I wanted to also touch up on our relationship with dance. Like, when we were training, syempre, parang I think one of the biggest things that we've learned that we take to everything we do now is being excellent and just doing the work.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned with dance is to have my mind just on the goal, on the like knowing that whatever I do today, even if it's hard work, even if it's it's slow,
Yeah.
I know my goal and I know I'm getting better. And I
You'll
feel
get
like
there.
that's the biggest, at least for me, that I learned from dance and my relationship with dance. How about your relationship with dance? Like how would you how do you feel about dance, and how does that, like, what does it mean to you in your life?
You know how when we were young, parang dance is something that's super like competitive. Like it's so like you can tell a dancer is like a young dancer palang when they're performing and they're super like, watch me, right?
Yeah.
And then parang you can tell when a dancer's a little bit more mature when you can tell their performance is coming from like such a genuine place.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm a super mature dancer, but like I feel like my relationship with dance truly humbles me. Like I feel like parang whenever I'm dancing, that's when I feel most connected with God.
Oh,
Like with my
wow.
purpose.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's super crazy. So
like, how, in what sense? Like when you're
it's like
when
my
you're
prayer,
alone.
you know what I mean?
Wow.
That's why I can't let go of it. Like even if it's in the future, if it won't be my career anymore, like I'll be dancing with my kids. I'll be dancing with Ed. You know that.
For sure.
So wala, like I feel like I wouldn't say it's who I am, because I think when I got injured, sobrang nagka-crisis ako na parang, oh shit, I'm nothing without dance. And that scared me. Like, I felt like you guys, like my loved ones, wouldn't love me without it. That's so weird. That's so fucked up, diba?
You
But I
don't
feel
know me
like
then.
I just appreciate it so much now, like what it gives me and what it gives my students, what I'm able to do, who I'm able to touch and
Yeah.
inspire through dance. Parang it super super humbles me. So parang my relationship with it super changed. From when we were kids, it was super like watch me, and it's like something
Yeah.
that we just do because it's fun.
You're
And
so
we're good at it,
competitive. Yeah.
right? It's like, but now it's really like therapy talaga.
It is. It
It's
is
therapy.
therapy. I think I agree completely. Like, one of the best practices we used to do when we were in A team was dim the lights.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest therapy. Like,
For us, Ed
for
hates
us.
it.
Really? I loved it.
I loved it.
But our
yeah.
coaches would turn off the lights. It's called dim the lights, and we would all be in a circle. And she would put random songs on, and usually like very emotional.
And random people on.
Yeah, random people. So she'd call me, and then I'd be in the center, and everyone's just watching, and it's dark. And then you just see people just like pour their souls out. And
freestyle.
and that's where I really see the therapy in it. Like, even when there was one, I don't do it anymore, but there was one time I was here and I was just going through a lot. And I just put on a song that really touched my soul, and I just started dancing. Then I started crying.
I feel
I was
that's me
like-
all the time, girl.
Yeah, do you do that? Like at home?
Even in class, like whenever I teach and I'm looking at my students, I'm holding back tears all the time.
Really?
All the time. Like there's not a single
Oh.
class that I don't. I'm always just like, keep it together. Hindi bagay umiyak ngayon. The dance is so sexy, diba? And then I'm there crying.
Why do you feel the need? Why do you feel
Because like these people don't truly know me and I don't truly know them. We're basically strangers to each other, but like through their dance, through their movement, we connect. You know what I mean? And so that really overwhelms
powerful.
me. See,
Yeah.
parang that's the way I feel about dance now.
Yeah.
It's like it's really connection. It's not about competition. It's not about like who's better than who. It's not about skill anymore for me. Even it's really like it really brings people to. It's what brought us
It is.
together.
Hey, it is. It is.
So parang for
Aw.
me, it's really about connection at this
That's
point.
so true. I mean,
And expression.
we met a lot of people that are gonna be our life people,
Through
forever.
dance.
Through dance. So I think when you share this beautiful art together and you
Yeah.
make beautiful pieces and you show people how much work you put into it, like it's
Yeah.
such a beautiful feeling, especially when we're performing. When we perform, we just become different people. Like
Yeah.
we're absolutely like
For
different.
sure.
We're on the stage. But yeah, actually, I wanted to also bring up. You texted me when I was saying I was so proud of her when I saw her class. She's like, "Thanks, Banani," but I feel like why are these people? Why do they look up to me like I'm having imposter syndrome? Like,
Yeah.
do you have that a lot?
Wow, you remember.
Girl, I'm like
Remembers
the best
everything.
friend.
Actually, you are. But yeah, I do, especially like coming back from giving birth to Wanchi. Super like prior to teaching, 'di ba, my schedule na ako in zero and everything. I would always tell Ed na parang I'm so nervous, like I hope people show up, 'di ba? Because at the end of the day, it's still work. 'Di ba? I was
Yeah.
like, I hope people show up. Ganyan. I need milk for my babies.
And then she has a literal way too full class. Like, we don't have space to dance kind of class. And this girl is worrying.
Yeah, so I guess it's a good thing that I'm never complacent, but at the same time, it's really like sometimes I don't understand like why. Diba, I told you that na parang I don't understand why. Well, like what people see in me.
Yeah. And then I told her, I said, well, I know what people see in you. Like, apart from your skill, like she's an absolute beast of a dancer. Like, if you haven't
Thank you,
seen her
Banani.
dancing, my God, she is the best. Like, she has just a different stage presence. There's no one like her.
Baka ang taas na ng expectations. Pag nakita nila, saks lang.
No, there's no one like her. She is an absolutely like one of a kind dancer. And I told her, well, I know what people see in you. You're just completely yourself, and you are just so confident. She is a woman. Like, that's a woman. Like, she is so unapologetically herself and has so much confidence in who she is. And that's just so, people want to absorb that, and people are inspired by
Thank you,
that.
Banani.
And like, it's I'm so happy to like we can see each other in the same way that we
Yeah.
saw each other back
Yeah.
then, and in our own respective arts. I mean, I still try to dance. I don't dance as much, but I still try. I always go to her classes. But it's just it's so crazy what we became like after all these years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just so proud of you. I really am. And she is an absolute gem of a mom. Her kids are the happiest kids you'll ever see.
Sweetest.
They're the
cutest.
sweetest, happiest. You can just tell.
No bias.
No,
bias,
seriously,
ha?
no bias. Like when you see them, and they just have the biggest smiles, and I've never seen
So much energy. So much life.
And like, I'm so proud whenever I see them, and I cry whenever I see them because
Oh my
I'm
God,
like-
literally, you really do.
I do cry. Like when Joey started talking, I was like,
When she was like, "Love you, mama,"
and I was like, and like it's crazy like to see one of you, like my best friend, how she grew, how she became this wonderful mom.
Mama.
And it's been a blessing for me. I wanted to thank you also for making me your god mom,
Of course,
because-
no brainer.
because honestly, like I've never had a godson. I never had a goddaughter. I've never really had I'm the youngest, so I've never had this new love. I really found new love in Joey and Wancho, and it's been such a miracle for me. I mean, that I went through a lot of losses in my life, and having these kids, these beautiful angels in my life has been so helpful for me in my heart. And it shows me the circle of life, that even if people go, like new ones come, beautiful angels come. And I'm so happy and proud of you.
Thanks, Panan.
But okay, we're going to go to this last segment, and
Let's go.
I have no name for this segment yet. Maybe I'll make a name soon. But I'm gonna ask her some questions that I feel like new dancers or aspiring dancers or just anyone, I feel like artists, people that look up to you would ask you.
Okay,
So I want you to answer these questions,
Okay,
but
game.
you speak to the audience
Okay, I'll
they're
talk to
asking you.
Vince.
Yeah, talk to Vince. Hey Vince, shout out Vince.
Shout
I have help.
Vince.
I have help. I need help.
Guys, sino gusto mag-apply?
Yeah.
Elena
Apply
needs-
lang dyan, guys. Apply lang dyan.
Apply din.
Link down below. Link below.
Link down below. Sa
Okay.
mga applicants.
So mga applicants, please send your CV. Okay,
Do I look at you?
so I want you to answer to the camera.
Okay,
to the camera that's
To Vince.
Yeah, to
pala.
Vince.
Okay, game.
Okay. How do you find your own style in dancing?
How do I find?
Or how did
in
you find your
how did
style?
I find
Yeah.
my style? I think to find how I found my style in dancing is just basically like trying everything and then knowing what feels good in your own body. Obviously, it's gonna be always different for every single person. Like Elena is definitely like swag, sexy swag. Sexy swag.
Girly
But-
swag.
Yeah, but then I think it's also like her personality.
That's true.
Yeah, that's your personality naman talaga. But I think that's what feels best in her body. And so with me, like I've tried so many things. I've tried dance hall. I thought dance hall is a style, by the way, of dance. I've tried dance hall and I thought it was like, oh my God, this is so me. This is so me. But the more I did it, I was like, I feel better doing feminine and like sexy.
Oh, no,
and
you stopped with dance hall.
Bah, because I stopped with 18 to do dance hall.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I miss being more like, because I feel like dance hall is like way more like aggressive, like
Yeah.
rah, 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 more groovy, and femme is just more like feminine, and I like being sultry and sexy pala. So it's just really about exploring and not stopping really. Like even when you do find your style, you have to keep on learning from other people and widening your dance vocabulary. Amen.
Pak. Amen.
Amen.
All right, next one is when you have mental blocks. Quiz pala to. Test number 2. When you have mental blocks, but you need to create.
Fuck!
How do you do it?
Girl, I don't even know. When I have mental blocks, how do I overcome it? my baby daddy actually taught this to me. Ed taught this to me. Try to imagine someone else dancing it. Like, for example, I'm having a mental block, I'm having trouble like creating, and like when you create kasi, you kind of picture yourself in your head
Yeah.
doing the dance. But then if you imagine like, oh, I want to make a dance for like Beyonce, what would look good on Beyonce? Parang that kind of brings something else out when you have a different picture in your head, someone else there. Like what would she look nice doing, you know? Or like what would a background dancer of Justin Timberlake do, you know? So that's like a whole different kind of movement vocab, I feel. So
That's a nice little trick.
right, you should try it.
I don't even choreograph.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what really helps me. And also, I guess, listening to different songs. Like when I'm in the middle of making to like a Rihanna song, I try to listen to like somebody else first, you know, to get inspiration from different artists. And then when I feel inspired again, that's when I create the piece.
Take notes, guys. Take notes.
Take note.
When you're tired and you feel like you're not as inspired with your art, like
Yeah.
you feel like you're kind of getting done with dancing, or like
Oh my
if you
God.
ever have those moments, I mean, when you're tired of it, you know, when like it starts, your art starts to feel like work.
Yeah.
Like when you have those moments, how do you move forward from that when you feel like you're kind of getting tired of your art?
I feel like when I do get burnt out,
Yeah.
I feel like
Burnt out nga.
burnt out.
Daming sinabi.
Daming sinabi.
Like you're tired and you're not as inspired.
But
Burnt
yeah,
out.
when I do start to feel that I'm getting burnt out, I really try to take other people's classes. Or like, I think the last time I truly felt burnt out with dance, yeah, when I was training nonstop with A-Team, diba? I mean, I love A-Team so much, but it's really tiring. It's so tiring, diba? And
Yes,
of course,
it's very tiring.
and of course, when you're training with a team, it's not necessarily your dance style. If you've watched A-Team, it's very like strong the whole time. You're like throwing and punching and it's very, very sharp.
Kicking.
Yeah, and kicking and everything, somersaulting, everything. And like obviously my style is very like sexy and sensual. So parang when I start to feel burnt out, I try to do what feels good. I try to remember what feels good in my body. I try to take other people's classes, dance classes. Like, yeah, I try to find inspiration again from other people as well. Like I would never put myself so high up on a pedestal na I won't take other people's classes or
Stay
I
humble.
won't. Yeah, you have to stay a student basically and
That's
always
true.
have that like growth mentality. Probably if you feel burnt out, that means you feel stuck as well. So if you feel stuck, all you have to do is move, go somewhere else.
Yes, ma'am.
Allow yourself to be inspired by other things as well. And not even just dance. You can listen to different kinds of music, go out to the club, watch random people, diba? Like, yeah, allow yourself to be inspired. Open your heart.
Love that. Love that.
Namaste.
Namaste. And lastly, if I'm not good at dancing and I don't have confidence,
Yeah.
how do I build this confidence?
That's a good question. Thank you so much for that question.
Sure. I wrote this.
I think with building confidence, when it comes to dancing, I truly, truly think that practice is everything. I feel like anyone can dance as long as you practice enough. If you do the same dance for 1 year every single day, there's no way you won't be able to do it, diba?
Yeah.
Practice is super everything. So it's also like truly, truly believing that you have something to offer and that no one is going to be like you. No one's ever going to be like me. No one's ever going to be like Elena. No one's ever going to be like you. And so if you truly feel that in your core, if you truly believe in your core that you have something special to offer, then for sure you'll be like confident as fuck. Diba? So I think that's also a muscle to exercise. Just
Yeah.
like saying good things to yourself, like saying affirmations na parang simple things like, I am enough, diba? Or like I have things to offer to the world.
She's
I
very
am
much into her
special.
mantras.
Yeah, I'm very spiritual little
Yeah,
lady.
we both are.
Yeah, we both are. But yeah, that really helps. The way that you talk to yourself every single day, not comparing yourself to people, but being in front of a mirror and really talking to yourself, saying good things to yourself. I think that builds confidence because I feel that parang people will tell you, kunyari, will compliment you if you say it to yourself first. Does that make sense?
No,
So
it's
parang
true. I mean, again, energy is everything.
energy is everything. So kunwari, me in my head, I'm always like, fuck, like I'm so good, I'm the best, or whatever.
You can also tell when someone's insecure. Like it just like feeds
even
off.
if even if like this someone is super performing or whatever, you'll be able to tell like something's off, but you don't know exactly what. As compared to people na parang you're just so consumed by their performance, by who they are, because like in their core, they know that they're this undeniable being. They know that they have much to offer. Even if malay mo, deep inside, wala naman talaga. But in their heads, I think
Yeah.
that really pours out kasi that kind of energy you have in you is really gonna radiate out of you. So you wanna overflow with that something, with whatever you wanna share. And that I think that includes confidence. You really have to, you can't fake it. You have to genuinely feel it, genuinely cultivate that energy inside of you until it's just pouring out of you, radiating out of you.
Preach, sis.
Preach, sister.
This is why I got her, guys. This is why I got her to be my first guest. Like, we always have inspiring things to say to each other. And
each
like, I
other.
think we have a lot of wisdom that we share to each other. And so I'm so happy that she's here to share that with you guys. But in line with that, with finding confidence, I think you have a class that will help people who want to find confidence.
Plug lang ako ng class.
Yes, of course.
So I teach in Zero Studio. I teach dance every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Sometimes I have Sundays also. My Sunday classes is 5:30 p.m. and that's a beginner's class. So if you're new to dancing and you want to try out dancing, femme dancing, I got you, 5:30. And if you want the mga floor work, yung mga ratchet.
Yeah, bring your knee pads though.
Bring your knee pads if you want the sexy vibe. It's 8:30 p.m. at Zero Studio. Let's dance together and have fun, connect, and express.
Maybe I'll be there too.
Yeah.
Let's dance together.
Yeah.
But Jana Janskie, I am so happy that you were here on my very first guest. Sorry, my dog is still freaking barking.
Sabi tama na.
I'm very, very, very grateful that I have you on. I'm so happy that a lot of people are going to see and hear your wisdom. A lot of things that you said today is going to really help people and inspire people. You speak for a lot of women, and I think that's incredibly powerful. So thank you for sharing that with me and to everybody as well.
Thank you so much.
I
Banani.
love you
Thanks for
so
having me.
fucking much. And I'll be coming over to check out my grandchildren. My godchildren.
Yeah.
I love you so much. Thank you guys for tuning in
Love
to
you,
this.
Banani.
I love you. Thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. My dog is still barking, but thank you for tuning in to this episode number 2. I hope that you guys like this. More guests to come, and I'm just incredibly happy that my best friend is the first one. So please tune in next time and follow all my social accounts down there
In the description box down below.
This is available both on Spotify and YouTube, so please follow that. Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
See you on the next one. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Next week we have Jazz Reyes, content creator, radio DJ, host, and entrepreneur. And we get in deep with content creation and overload. You're going to learn a lot from this one, so make sure you subscribe or follow the podcast. I'll see you next week.